Hey there, history buffs. Today, I'm diving into the fascinating journey of how 13 British colonies on the eastern coast of North America transformed into the mighty United States of America. Let's start in the early 1600s, when the first colonies were established. Jamestown, Virginia, founded in 1607, was the first permanent English settlement. Around the same time, the Pilgrims landed in Plymouth, Massachusetts in 1620, seeking religious freedom. Fast forward, and by 1732, we had 13 colonies stretching from New Hampshire in the north to Georgia in the south. Life in these colonies wasn't a walk in the park. They faced harsh winters, disease, and conflicts with indigenous peoples. But as time went on, the colonies grew and prospered, developing their own identities and economies. Enter the mid-1700s, and tensions began to rise. The British Crown imposed a series of taxes and regulations, like the Stamp Act of 1765 and the Townshend Acts of 1767, to pay off debts from the French and Indian War. This didn't sit well with the colonists, who believed in no taxation without representation. Key figures like Samuel Adams and Patrick Henry stirred the pot, leading to events like the Boston Tea Party in 1773. In response, Britain passed the Intolerable Acts, which only fueled the flames of rebellion. By 1775, the situation boiled over into armed conflict with the battles of Lexington and Concord. The Continental Congress convened, and in 1776, under the guidance of Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, and others, the Declaration of Independence was signed. The colonies were now in full-blown revolution. The American Revolutionary War was long and grueling, but with the aid of French allies and strategic victories, the colonists emerged victorious. The Treaty of Paris in 1783 officially recognized American independence. However, the journey didn't end there. The Articles of Confederation, the first governing document, proved inadequate. In 1787, a constitutional convention was held, resulting in the drafting of the U.S. Constitution. George Washington became the first president in 1789, cementing the foundation of the new nation. Over the next century, the United States expanded westward, adding new states and territories, overcoming obstacles like the Civil War, and eventually growing into the 50 states we know today. And there you have it, the remarkable transformation of 13 colonies into the United States of America. The formation of the 13 colonies began with charters granted by the British Crown, allowing settlers to establish new communities. These charters, like the one granted by King James I to the Virginia Company, laid the groundwork for governance and expansion. Each colony developed its own government, often with an elected assembly, which allowed for a degree of self-governance. The colonies thrived on trade, exporting goods like tobacco, cotton, and timber, while importing manufactured goods from Britain. The French and Indian War, 1754 to 1763, was a pivotal conflict that set the stage for colonial unrest, as Britain sought to recoup war expenses through taxation. Colonial resistance grew, with groups like the Sons of Liberty organizing protests and boycotts against British policies. The First Continental Congress met in 1774, uniting the colonies in their opposition to British rule and laying the groundwork for a coordinated resistance. The Revolutionary War saw numerous key battles, including Saratoga and Yorktown, which were turning points in the fight for independence. After the war, the new nation faced the challenge of uniting under a single government while expanding westward. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803 and the Lewis and Clark Expedition opened vast new territories for settlement. The Civil War, 1861 to 1865, was a defining conflict that tested the unity of the nation and led to the abolition of slavery. The Reconstruction era saw the reintegration of Southern states and the continued expansion of the Union. The 20th century brought industrial growth, technological advancements, and the addition of the final states, Alaska and Hawaii, in 1959. Today, the United States stands as a testament to the resilience and determination of its people, from the original 13 colonies to a diverse nation of 50 states. If you enjoyed this dive into history, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you next time.